Hey, good morning, everybody. Mark Bazinski with Tried It For You, and I am out here on my property here, doing some work on it. Not today. It's still a lot of snow left on the ground here, as you can tell. So I tried to see if I can get around it, but it's very slushy now. Things are starting to melt. It's funny because it's been low tens, low between 0 and 15-20 degrees for the past couple of weeks, and it's just been very, very miserably cold outside. Don't want to do a whole lot of anything. So, but I come out here every once in a while and take a look at things, see what's going on, and make sure everything's okay. Not that there's anything out here that's going to be a problem, but this is where I'm going to end up living. For the possibly the rest of my life. And it's, of course, with my wife. My girls are off doing their own thing now. And that's a good thing. But regardless of all that, this is where we plan on spending the rest of our life. So I like to spend a lot of time out here as much as I can. One of the things I wanted to let you guys know about is this backpack. Okay? I don't know how many people are out there that are backpackers, hikers, or what, but if you're part of this channel, you've probably thought about it at some point, and you've actually done it at some point. Okay, and we've talked about having a go bag, a get home bag. Okay, now I've talked about my go bag. Okay? We've gone through this already. If you've seen the other videos, you know what I've got inside this thing. Excuse me. Now, if you haven't seen my other videos, please go back and take a look at them. Okay, there's a lot of good information about this bag that I've put in there for your information. In order for you to see the latest and greatest of all my videos, you need to click on that notification button down below. Subscribe to the channel. That way you get to see the latest and greatest of my videos as they come out, when they come out. So without further ado, like I said, this is the mountain backpack. So as I said, we talked about going through the go bag. And in the go bag, I've got stuff that helps me, or got enough stuff inside of it to allow me to take care of myself for 72 hours. I've got a tarp in there. I've got food. I've got an ability to make or purify water. I've got a way to protect myself if necessary. I've got a first aid kit just in case I get hurt or somebody else gets hurt for whatever reason. What else do I have there? I have ammunition in there. I've got a tarp in there, so if I need to make a makeshift shelter wherever I am at, I can do that. I've got paracord in there. I've got carabiners in there. So I've got lots of stuff inside of there that'll help me survive for the next 72 hours. Now, what if 72 hours isn't long enough? Okay, now that's where this pack comes in place. Okay, I've got things inside of here that will allow me to survive much longer than that. Now, I can't carry an indefinite amount of food within this backpack, okay? But it does have enough in there that if I have to forage, if I have to hunt, I can do a lot of that stuff on my own. And that's what I wanted to go through. But first, instead of going with what's inside the bag, okay, I want to talk about the backpack itself. You need to find a backpack that is for you specifically. Okay, you need to be able to, first, it needs to be big enough or small enough for you to be able to handle it. If you can't carry it, it doesn't do you any good. Okay, if you're not in shape, it's not going to do you any good to fill this thing up with all the things that you believe that you need to have in it to survive. Okay, so the first thing is about choosing the right backpack. Now, there are different types out there. This is a fairly large backpack, and it holds quite a bit of stuff. Right now, I'm holding about 20, it's about 30 pounds of extra stuff inside of it, okay? And it's not even full, okay? So I can get this thing up to 70 pounds, 75 pounds. And believe me, I am not a Marine, so I did not do the 75 pound hikes, 5 mile hikes in the Marine Corps. I was in the Navy. We weren't crazy. Thinking back, maybe I should have done the Marine Corps with all the stuff that I do now. But still, you want to find a pack that you can actually put onto you, that you can get onto your shoulders without too much effort. So this is the pack that I chose. I've done a lot of research on different backpacks, and I wanted something big enough, large enough, and robust enough that I can take care of, put enough stuff in there, and I can carry myself. Now, I'm gonna take this off. Okay, and we're gonna go over this bag in just a little bit. Okay, so one of the things that I like, let me bring you guys a little bit closer. This way, you can see what we are doing here. All right, so here's the bag. It is called the Adventure 65 Plus, the 10L bag. Now, the 65 is the amount of equipment or pounds that this thing is capable of carrying. Okay, it's got multiple hooks, places that you can add stuff to it. Okay, it has these removable pouches on either side of it. So if you don't need all of this stuff, okay, you can take it all off. Let me show you. Let me pull this off. So right here, so here, it's got a zipper. Has a zipper right there. Okay. And here, so you have to pull these off of there. So that comes off. And there's quite a bit of stuff just inside of here that I've put. And it's not even full. Okay. So, solar charger. Life straw. Okay. Fire starters from Bigfoot Bushcraft. Emergency blanket, waterproof matches, ground mattress, blows up, got a built-in pillow right into it, and a fire starter straw. So this gets air down into the fire where I'm trying to get oxygen to start the fire up. So the bag's not even full. Okay. There's quite a bit I can put into here. Okay, you just saw everything that I took out of there, and look, I still have all of this, about another 12 inches of stuff that I can put in there, and it's not even packed. It maybe weighs about 5 pounds with the stuff I put in there. Okay, now there's two of them on here, okay, one on either side of it. So if you don't need all this extra weight, you're just going out for the day, okay, and you only need the first a little bit of things, okay, you can take this stuff off there so that you're not being overburdened with all this stuff. Okay, now it's got this rain flap, and it's got a bag over top of it, so it's a waterproof on the inside of it. So you've got this hood that goes over top of it that keeps the rain from getting in, moisture getting inside of it. Now inside there is directions, okay? Which is pretty neat. Not directions for the bag, okay? This is our life-saving stuff. I'll turn this around. All right. Mountain distress signals, okay? And they've got them in different languages. So alert, okay? How often do you blow the whistle, okay? To let somebody know that you're in distress, okay? There's a reply. Again, you got the mobile phone emergency numbers, okay, that are on here in different countries. How do you get a hold of ground help? Okay, signals if you got a helicopter hovering above and they're asking if you need any help, so they tell you about that stuff. Okay, how do you tell time without a watch? Pretty neat stuff that they've just added to it. I mean, just a little bit of a bonus on there. Now, as I said, this pack is not even full. I got lots of room left up in here. So I can put my hands down inside here. I got plenty of room. I've got a 2-man tent down here. I've got a full-size sleeping bag in here. I've got, and there's something I wouldn't put in my bag anyways, because I would be using it. It would be on the outside. Camelback. Okay, I'd either be wearing it on my chest or I'd be on the outside of the bag itself, and holds 3 liters of water. Okay. So now that gives me a whole bunch of space inside of here. Now I have ground tarp, or just a tarp I should say, but I would put this on the ground to protect myself from the ground. It's what am I trying to say here? It's this here protects you from coming in contact with the ground itself. Okay, now being out in the snow and everything here, it would put a barrier between you, the snow, the ground, your tent, your sleeping bag. Creates a little bit of an air cushion in there. That air cushion gets heated up with your own body heat, or if you've got a fire going on, it'll help warm the area around there and create a flow of air up underneath of it. It sounds a little far-fetched on there because everything is kind of sealed down there, but depends on how you set your tent up, your flooring, your where your fire is at in relationship to your tent. Okay, you can actually get air or heated air flowing up underneath of it. But this here provides a barrier because the ground acts as a heat sink. It will suck the heat out of your body if you are directly on the ground. So that's something that you do not want to do, is be directly on the ground. You want to have a means of protecting yourself, your body, and from the ground itself. So, all right. So what else do I have in here? All right. Okay. These here, I put them inside there just because, but they would actually fit on the outside. Okay. Just a little knife, nothing big. It is about 6 inches. I'd have to ask my wife if that's about 6 inches. She may disagree, but it's just a small knife, just for doing stuff within the camp that you're not trying to do any real chopping, cutting, or anything like that. It is a bit cold out here. Now I've got my other one. It's a little bit bigger. You may have already seen this. So I can switch it between my go bag and my my hiking bag. But all right, that's a little bit bigger. That's total length is 18 inches. And yes, it says 18 inches. Now what I like about this here is on the back side of it, it came with ferro rod. Okay. Or I'm sorry, that's the ferro rod. And it's got a little sharpener on it. Okay, so I can sharpen the knife if I need to. And on the back side of each one of these, the whistle. Okay. All right, so let's get back to the bag itself. All right, like I said, I've got a two-man tent down here. I've got a sleeping bag right here, and I'll show you the ease of getting access to them. Okay, you notice that there are, if I need to scrunch everything up here, tighten everything up, I can do that as well. Lots of ways for me to be able to keep everything kind of compact. But I have access to the bottom of this pack at the bottom of the pack. Okay, that's pretty neat. So right here, I got this opening. You take a look real quick. Okay. That's my tent sitting right on top, or right here at the bottom. It's got the poles inside of there. It's got a ground cloth in there. It is a decent sized two-man tent. Okay, and if you watch my next video or my future videos, I'm going to be putting this tent up. I'm going to show you how easy it is to get a tent put up, especially in this. And is my sleeping bag. Okay, so just for myself, I am able to. I've got protection from the elements, from being out here in the weather, and I've got something nice and warm to keep me comfy in the middle of the night. Now, the sleeping bag that I've got is good for down to minus 40 degrees Celsius. Now, minus 40 degrees Celsius and minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit, same temperature. Why that? So, no science, if you're into chemistry and whatnot, that's the only place where the two Celsius and Fahrenheit come together, and the same temperature is the same temperature for Fahrenheit and Celsius. Okay, so let's go a little bit more through this bag. Like I said, we talked about this, the extras on the side. Okay. Now we also talked about these. You've got all these extra clips, hangers. So if you need to add more to this thing, you can. You just need to be careful about how much you add to this thing. You have to carry it. Okay, it doesn't matter where you're going. I don't care where you're going. Just know that the more weight you put on this thing, the heavier it is, obviously. But you have to carry it. And if you're having to trudge through snow, if you have to trudge through the woods, you're trudging up hills, going down hills, okay, it can be very difficult to do. And if you're not in shape, it's not something that you're used to doing, then I would suggest that if you believe at any point in your life that it is something that you will be doing, you get yourself into shape. Practice. Practice, practice, practice makes perfect, okay? You should be walking every day anyways, but if you think that you're going to be doing something like this on a regular basis, fill this thing up with the things that you'll want to take with you if you go out hiking, on a day trip, whatever. Fill it up. Go to your local park, walk around your neighborhood, carry the pack. Okay? That will help get you primed for being able to carry this thing. That's the reason why Marines, they fill their packs up 75 pounds full of stuff, and then they go out for a 5-mile run or hikes throughout the where is it, Camp Lejeune, where one of the training centers are at. So being prepared is not so much as just having the stuff that you need to survive. being prepared is also making sure that you're healthy. All right, enough about that. All right, so like I said, this is the pack is not completely full. I mean, we've got a whole arm here, so I've got this much stuff that I can add to this thing, and it'll spread out. Plus, what I can put on. Now, we talked about finding the right pack for you yourself. Okay. Now, this particular has adjustments. You can see small, medium, and large. Part. And you can adjust this thing up and down based on where you want this thing to sit. Okay. You have padded shoulder straps. Okay. And I would suggest before putting this pack on and testing it, you pull the straps out as much as you can, okay, so that you can easily get it on. Same thing with the waist straps, okay. These are padded. They're designed to sit above your hips, okay, because so all this weight will sit right here on your hips. And you got the shoulder straps where everything comes here, but as much as you can get off of your shoulders and onto your core, the easier the pack feels as you're walking around on it. This pack has got pockets on around the waist harness. Okay, so now, like I said, we're going to put this thing on, and we're going to make sure that we adjust everything to our size. If you have the ability to lift the whole thing up, okay, so we can put this on like this. All right, so when we're looking at this thing, you notice that everything is kind of sitting kind of low. Now, what's going on here is all this weight here, back here, is pulling my shoulders back. Okay, you don't want to carry a pack for a long time so that all the weight is kind of pulling back on it. It's very stressful on your neck, it's very stressful on your shoulders, and it's bad for your back. You want this pack, you shouldn't be able to put your hand out from underneath here fairly easily. You shouldn't be able to put stuff down between the pack and your back. This here changes your center of gravity so that you're always having to pull up on it. And if you ever see people trudging along, they're actually doing this, okay? That is very bad for your lower back. That's very bad for your shoulders. And at the end of the day, you're going to be completely wiped out. So, you want to be able to bring this pack up, okay? Up here, all right? So, ideally, grab your waist. Here's the other one, okay? Like I said, these here sit on your hips. Okay. Pull these out. Nothing has to be adjusted before you put it on. Okay. So, got our waist. See how much space I have up here? Now that it's very close, I've got lots of space, but I want to get my waist set up. So I put it around and I pull on these straps here. Okay, now everything is sitting on my waist. You see the amount of space that's back there? The pack is still pulling back. Okay, now look at all this extra space I have here. And this is because I didn't adjust anything. I set it up so that it would look intentionally this bad. Then you can pull this up and you can do this. Bend over a little bit. If you ever done diving, this is kind of how you set everything up. You get everything nice and tight. Now, check that out. It's a little high, which you kind of want. You want everything above your waist. The straps here settled on your waist, so all the weight is Now your center of gravity is further towards your core. And then you can see the difference in what we had before compared to now. Now having all this stuff up here really isn't a big deal, okay? I would actually like to have this up a little bit higher, mainly because if I were ever to fall down, I've got the pack and the stuff back here protecting the back of my head. Now, the difference with this pack and certain other packs is that there is a brace or a carbon fiber brace in the back to hold that pack nice and straight to your back. Now, to ensure that the pack stays pulled in, you have this chest strap. Okay, and that keeps everything here. Okay. So, any of you guys, ladies, gentlemen, you're going to Influence here in March 8th to the 18th. Any of you guys are going to Influence and you haven't got your pack yet, you need to start looking now. You want to start figuring out how all the things that you have within your pack, so that when you get ready to use it, you know what to expect. You know how to make the adjustments. It's already adjusted to you. Okay, so that's the pack. Yeah. All right, so I appreciate everybody taking the time to watch this video. If you've got any more questions, please put comments down below. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. If you have any other suggestions on what we can do differently, let me know. Put the comments below, send me a message. Email's down there as well. My messenger's up down there. If you want to join the group, Tried It For You in Facebook. It's a private group, and you have to be invited to it. The link is below for the invitation. You need to answer all the questions when you get to the access page to get immediate access. If not, then there's a vetting process that I have to go through. It's just a lot easier if you just answer all the questions and then you're automatically into the group. So anyways, I hope you have a great day and we'll see you on the outside. Take care, everybody.